crash. Rohel Aguilera Maderos was in court over the weekend on vehicular homicide charges. Witnesses reported seeing him speeding down I-70 before impact. He told investigators the truck's brakes failed. Well, our investigator, Rick Salinger, wanted to see for himself just how dangerous that stretch of I-70 can be, so he hopped into a semi for the ride. Rick, how did it go?
Well, Jim, the driver of the truck involved in the crash worked for a company called Castellano 3 out of Houston, Texas. His command of the English language appears to have been limited, and he may not have been familiar with these roads. So today, we went with someone who definitely was. If anyone knows how to drive an 18-wheeler, it's Harold Trent. He's director of the United States Truck Driving School in Wheat Ridge. He took us down Lookout Mountain to show us how this is supposed to be driven. The yellow sign warns steep grade, sharp curves ahead.
Meaning that be in a gear low enough that will keep you in control.
He says that will make it less necessary to use the brakes. We found there were uphill stretches where the out-of-control driver could have slowed. And here comes the well-marked runaway truck ramp. The suspect truck barreled on past it, instead moving to the left and forcing a pickup off the road.
He should have exited right here and followed that truck ramp around.
By now, the chance to move into a lower gear appears to have passed.
It's near to impossible for a driver to make a downshift at that rate of speed.
The driver of the runaway truck said his brakes failed. Trent showed us how the brakes get hot, making the gap between the drum and the shoe too great.
It's too big. They just can't make contact with the brake drum any longer.
But even after the runaway truck ramp filled with sand and gravel was passed, there were other opportunities to stop.
Could he have pulled off here? Yes, he absolutely could have started shutting the truck down here.
Instead, the truck continued on to Denver West, and this was the horrifying result. Since shortly after this accident occurred right here, we've been in touch with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration. It says Castellano 3, the company whose truck was involved in this accident, has had slightly more than the U.S. average number of vehicles taken out of service after inspections, and some of those were due to brake problems. Live along I-70 at Denver West, Rick Salinger, covering Colorado First.